Well, it's Wednesday morning, and I thought I'd this morning set the table for Sunday a little bit. On Sunday, Conan's going to be speaking to us from Matthew chapter 6, the Sermon on the Mount, on the subject of anxiety. And that's very appropriate, isn't it? Because we live in an age of high anxiety. The schools are opening, and my wife's in the middle of that, trying to get things ready for her school to open safely. And so whether you're an administrator or a parent or a student or a teacher, it's a time of great anxiety, not sure what's going to happen. And then, of course, there's the virus. When is it going to go away? When are we going to get back to normal? Or will there be the second wave in the fall? We don't know. So it's a source of anxiety for many. And then you add to that the everything that's happening in our culture, the elections coming up, and the divisiveness and social media, and oh my goodness, it's an age of high anxiety. And so Conan's going to speak to us on Sunday about that. Let me just share some of the words of Jesus from Matthew chapter 6. He says, I say unto you, do not be anxious about your life, what you shall eat or what you shall drink, or for your body, what you shall put on. For is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? The answer to that, of course, is yes, and yes. So much of anxiety comes from us when we focus on things that are not as important as other things. When we focus on things that are not eternal, that are passing away, instead of the things that are eternal and are more important. I have a friend who, whenever he sees himself becoming anxious, asks himself this question: what's the worst that could happen? What's the very worst that could happen? And he finds in the answer to that the worst that could happen is not the worst that could happen. In other words, if he loses his job, he still has his life and his family. If he loses his house, he still has his faith, his family, his life, the things that are eternal, the things that truly matter. And even if you fear for your physical life, if you're a Christian, you know that you have eternal life with God. And so Conan's going to get us thinking in the right direction on these things as we focus on the things that are eternal and not on the things that will pass away, that are less important, not unimportant, but less important than those other things. So that's just a thought for this Wednesday, and I hope you'll be with us tonight as we drill down a little bit on the question of Jesus we looked at on Monday. What shall a profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? Kind of related to what I just shared. So that's this Wednesday, tonight at 7 p.m. Hope to see you there, and I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday.